Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a general reading for the sign of Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Scorpio, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, you can find that information in my Buy Me a Coffee link and my official Instagram, both listed in the About section of my YouTube page. And I thank you so much in advance. Scorpio, I hope that you're doing well. I'm going to be using 3 decks for your reading today. The first one for the overall energy is going to be from the Wild Unknown Alchemy deck, and at the end I will read from the book. The second will be from the I Scry Scrolls, the Old Soul Oracle deck from House of Scrying. Please, if you aren't familiar with her YouTube channel, House of Scrying, Stephanie, please check her out. She's absolutely spectacularly psychic, and she's a medium, and she has visions, and she's so amazing. That's her deck. And for the tarot portion of the reading, I'm going to be using the Way Home Tarot. The cards have been pre-shuffled. This is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Angel, spirits, guides, what messages do you have, please, for Scorpio? Okay. Massa Confusa. And the word is chaos. Thank you, Spirit. So anytime I hear car honking or fire engines or something out the window, I never take it for granted. It's interesting though, because even though this card says chaos, there's a lot of negative space. And because there's a lot of negative space, it just allows me to, it's strange. You think the opposite would happen, that you would feel like there's this scary void energy. But what it actually does for me as the reader is it allows me to ground myself so that I can make sense of what's happening in the periphery. So the first thing I see is this energy here, which feels like 3 distinct figures. And they feel like your spirit guides. Your spirit guides in the shadow, though. Your spirit guides who have not really been acknowledged. The Spirit just said the 3 wise men. It's very strange. I'm getting a certain kind of iconography, and it came up in Pisces reading too. Just take it as it resonates, but I see them as your spirit guides. And then of course over here, I see a spider's web. At the bottom here, I see trees, wooded areas, and of course a sliver of the moon, the crescent moon. So even though the word is chaos, it's almost like Spirit is challenging you to, okay, because now they show me Neo in the Matrix, in the scene where, I hope that you've seen the Matrix, in the scene where the woman is in the red dress. Morpheus has taken him into the program training simulation, and all of these people are, he's in like a cityscape, and all of these people are walking around him. And once he perceives that they're not real, and they perceive that he perceives that, then they start to run into him. They start to be very adversarial. It's like the background programming is starting to turn on him because he's becoming more conscious, right? Spirit is, and then the woman in the red dress walks by, and he becomes distracted by temptation. Spirit's giving me the image of that only to represent you, Scorpio, in a situation where Spirit is challenging you to maintain a kind of composure within a chaotic environment. Can you find a place to center yourself that might not be a place that you would normally go to? Like a space of meditation, or within your spaces of meditation, or somewhere in nature, or somewhere in prayer, or looking at the situation strategically, right? Because there's so many different ways I can interpret all of these symbols. Understanding, like the phases of the moon, that chaos doesn't mean forever. It's just in a moment. The Spirit is now saying chaos theory, which I am not versed in, but they're just saying it, so maybe it's something you can read about. And now they're saying game theory. I should ask my twin. He would know. But it's this idea, right, that even in a highly charged, highly chaotic state, thank you, Spirit, there is still a part of you that can recognize patterns and recognize strategy and recognize methodology and how you're going to deal with those states and where you're situated within them, and how to capitalize, how to make it play to your advantage. The Scorpios I know are highly strategic. Very, very strategic. They play the long game. But sometimes they can find themselves lingering a little too long in spaces like this. This is almost just like, this is just a rest stop. It's not a home. Let's take a card from the Old Souls Oracle Scrolls. Thank you, Spirit. This one doesn't have any words, but we will scry. Scrying just means to go into something and interpret it. So right off the bat, I see kind of a scarab beetle, like from far away. I see the shape of a scarab beetle. Scarab beetles are very sacred in, I believe, Egyptian mythology. Within that, I see tortoise energy, like a turtle here, tortoise. I also see kind of a network or a circuit, like circuitry, closing a cycle, closing the loop of circuitry here. This reminds me of a crown, this area up here. Now I'm hearing Billie Eilish sing, you should see me in a crowd, or you should see me in a crown. And I don't actually know if she's saying crowd or crown, but I hear her voice, and it's kind of sinister the way she sings that song. You should see me in a crown, or you should see me in a crowd, either one. And now she's singing one by one by one, one by one by one. I don't actually know what that song is about. One by one by one. One by one is still one, isn't it? That's curious. That's very curious why Spirit's giving that to me. It's still singing in my head. Her voice is still in my head. It's just singing one by one by one. Like in that really creepy voice. I don't know. Or it's like one by one they're coming in. But it's not meant to be creepy. She just, like, you know how sometimes Billie Eilish can have like such a beautiful, etheric, angelic voice, and then like on her last album, not her album before last, was like she was really kind of, she went darker, you know? But it's one by one by one. Because I kind of then now see it mirrored here. It's in the periphery. It's in the periphery. It's in the corner of your eye. Spirit wants me to read it in the, thank you, Spirit, in the reverse. Now it feels like reproductive circuitry, reproductive organs, reproductive processes. So it's like an egg. Something being birthed. Because now this looks like a mask. Almost see the two eyes here and a mask. And this is like the nose part. And this is like a birth canal. So, I mean, it can really represent the feeling of Scorpio with the death and rebirth as your card in the major arcana of the tarot. Endings bringing new beginnings. Something new is being formed. Something new is being formed, but it's not fully formed yet. Like everything, it's almost like you have all the constituent elements, but you haven't put it together. So it's like the head is here, and then I see like arms here, and legs here, and like feet here, but it's just, it's not like a Frankenstein thing. It's not about that, but it's more about if it's a business that you're trying to start or just an idea that you have. It's like maybe you've taken a million notes, but you haven't put it all together yet. And Spirit is, and maybe it feels chaotic, and Spirit is like, time for you to put it all together, Scorpio. It's time for you to put everything, because now they're seeing Radiohead, everything in its right place. Everything in its right place. I'm going to take 3 cards for the base spread, 3 cards for clarifier, past, present, future. At the end, a card of advice from Spirit. I am only taking uprights in this reading. One more. One more, please, Spirit. One more. Thank you. All right. In the past energy, 3, it's interesting. During the Pisces reading that I just recorded, my Pisces sister sent me a text message, and she's one of 3 people that can get through my do not disturb on my phone. And the message she sent me was 333 exclamation point, because it was 3:33 in the afternoon. 3 is permeating this reading, just as it permeated the last reading. You start with the 3 of Wands. 3 of Wands talks about waiting for our ships to come in, waiting for, this is portal energy, right? Portal. Waiting for our moment, waiting for our chance to walk through the portal, to enter into a new space. You could have been waiting in the past for your chance. And there's a part of me that wants to say that what you were waiting for did not come, or it came in a form that wasn't what you wanted exactly. Thank you, Spirit. You didn't, it was a form that you didn't want. Or you got your wish, but you weren't specific enough, that kind of thing. Because it's clarified by the 8 of Cups. And the 8 of Cups talks about walking away from a situation that no longer serves us. And we can see here the very wise and intelligent octopus. It's almost like it came out of the sea and said, take your trash back. Doesn't it? Doesn't it feel like it's saying, just, what is this BS? Take your trash back. It doesn't belong in my ocean. And I feel that energy. I feel that energy here. It's just kind of like trying to make sense of the chaos. And in doing so, having to sift out things that do not belong. And I have a feeling that this has to do with relationships in your life, like friendships or close ties, co-workers, something, maybe even romantic relationships that just, you're cleaning house. Spirit is saying you're cleaning house. You wanted to maybe have a brand new beginning, but you didn't want to have to take all of this with you. And because it was still kind of stuck to your energy, maybe you couldn't walk through the way that you wanted to. You couldn't make the clean break that you were hoping for. Look at this. You see this energy right here? That feels like this. Like the octopus tentacles holding on to all these cups that it's trying to let go of. We gotta free our hands. We gotta free our hands to receive, Spirit just said. Can I get a clarifier for the past energy for Scorpio? Five of Wands, yeah. 5 of Wands is always a card of, it always feels like the 5 of Wands is a person who is battling with themselves internally. Just fighting with ourselves. And for what? To what end? And it's like we're not hitting our target. This is your past energy. We're not hitting our target. There's distraction. There's some unfinished business that needed to be taken care of before we could walk through the portal. And to a certain extent, maybe even just like on a energetic level, maybe you had to walk through that portal alone. And leave something behind that just, it didn't match the vibes. Because in the present energy, really beautiful card for you. Number 6 of the major arcana, Gemini energy, the Lovers. You're the first sign. This is the third reading I'm doing in the series. You're the first one to get the Lovers. Can talk about a high level commitment, but it can also talk about being at a crucial choice point, and it's clarified by the Two of Swords. Right, we can see here we're almost finished cutting a cord, cutting ties with things that are not for our highest good, that no longer serve our thinking, our thought process. Two of Swords is like really being kind of stuck in your own overthinking, like a pattern. And Spirit is showing me you're nearly there. This energy is beautiful. It speaks to the heart chakra. What speaks to our heart? What resonates at that frequency? What feels true and authentic? That's what you're approaching now. Can you see, I don't know if it's hard to tell with the coloring, but the subtle kind of rainbow effect in the background. It's almost like slowly but surely, like the light of the dawn is coming through. Because there's a lot of night energy here. And I feel like finally there's some glimmer of light coming up from underneath the horizon. And it feels warm, and it feels inviting, and it feels just really meant for you. There's a card, actually, that I didn't notice that flipped over in the deck. Four of Swords. It's a beautiful energy. Four of Swords. Look at this. Little chicks in their nest. The Four of Swords comes after the Three of Swords, which is the heartache, heartbreak card. So it talks about rest. It talks about recuperation. That we're trying to regroup at this time. You know, I'm gonna tell you something that's like stupidly revelatory to me that happened to me this morning, right? So, you know, I'm almost 50 years old and going through the menopause, Gen X, all these, it's just awful. And, you know, I've been dealing with some weight gain, bloating, and all these just things that women just have to deal with, right? And Spirit just kept me in bed yesterday. I had given too much to other people during the week, and I know that I did. I gave too much. And it was just impacting me. And I wasn't resting properly. And I was feeling under the weather. I was feeling fatigued. And Spirit just had my butt in bed all day yesterday. Like when I tell you all day, I woke up to eat breakfast, then I got back into bed, and I did not get out of bed from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. That's ridiculous. Like, I never do that. I didn't do any recordings, nothing that was productive, and that was purely because Spirit was forcing my hand and saying, get into bed this instant. You need to rest. And I woke up, then I did some stuff after in the evening. Then I slept in this morning. It's a Sunday that I'm recording this. And I looked at myself in the mirror and I just looked at my body, and I was not bloated, and I felt like I was like 2 sizes thinner. And I was like, oh my God, you idiot. It's not because you're just a gigantic troll. It's because your things are inflamed and bloated because you are not sleeping. You are not allowing your body to rejuvenate health. And that's why you're struggling. And it was this like, oh my gosh, I need to sleep more. Work will be there tomorrow. It's okay. Like, why? What am I staying up late for? What am I pushing myself for? What? It's not to say we can't push ourselves. We can have dreams. We can have goals and aspirations. We can absolutely do it. But here's your spirit guides here being like, hey, we're here to help you, but we're sitting in the shadows right now because you're not asking us for help. Like they're almost saying to me, you'd rather like hang out here than just reach out. So there's something to it. So Spirit is saying this clarity is, one of the candles went out. Give me 1 second. One of the candles went out, and the other one will probably go out soon too, right? Burning the candle at both ends. You need to conserve your energy so that you do have energy for all the ways that you're going to rule the world, Scorpio. Okay. In the future potential, 6 of Cups, there's a part of you that is longing for simpler times, lighter days, easy breezy. Just being outside, being with nature, just really inhabiting a space of friendship, family. It's like a reevaluation of what matters most. And I think that's happening big time for you right now. You see these 6 cups here. These 6 white dots down here. Feels very resonant. The 6 of Cups is all about looking at the past with fondness and nostalgia. And it's clarified by the 2 of Wands. And they want to highlight here in this 2 of Wands card it's like the Boy Scout trying to make the spark, to make the fire. 2 of Wands can talk about like a fork in the road. Scorpio being at a fork in the road. But this is not something that stops you. It's like, you're gonna give me these 2 wands, I'm gonna make fire, just like I just did. Well, I used a lighter, but just like I just did with that candle. It's very timely. That I can see here that Scorpio is going to initiate something. What are you going to initiate? Two cards. I'm going to show you the Son of Swords, Page of Swords, something that has been brewing, something that you've been eyeing for a long time. Page of Swords, Son of Swords can talk about a little bit of spying, but it's inquisitive, but it's been whirling and twirling inside of you for a long time. And finally, you're the first card to get this, first sign to get this card, number 19, the Sun. Damn. You're not just creating a little spark. You're bringing about life force, energy, and abundance, Scorpio. Like, you want to talk about shedding light on the chaos. Well, here it comes. It could not be any more powerful than this card. I'll tell you that right now. It's so bright that it's barely perceptible on my camera. If ever there was a card to shine light on this energy, it's this one. In your future potential. But it's hot. And the landscape is not the easiest. Right? Neither is this one. I have a feeling. It's like, because now Spirit is singing the song by Billy Joel. Darling, I don't know why I go to extremes. Too high or too low, there ain't no in between. And if I stand or I fall, it's all or nothing at all. Darling, I don't know why I go to extremes, okay? So that's what I feel for your energy right now. And sometimes, you know, you wish you could have a more tempered mindset or more tempered approach, but it's just not meant to be that in this moment. It is a little bit of go big or go home, Scorpio. So if you're going to be in this energy, don't land for very long. Just like this energy, both are powerful in different ways. You don't want to be in sun like that for too long, but use it to your advantage to shed light on something. I'm going to read from the book, Chaos. Disoriented, spinning, groundlessness. When an alchemist sits in their laboratory amidst the presence of massa confusa, something miraculous is bound to occur. That's because this card, this state, is so powerful and all-encompassing that it typically overwhelms the student to the point of despair. Such is the nature of chaos. It is the grand trickster, the topsy-turvy confusion that turns life on its head and spins a web not even the wisest mystic can untangle. Baffling, yes. Disorienting, yes. But the seasoned alchemist recognizes it as the most potent point in the alchemical experiment. Wait, observe, do nothing. It is destiny itself that spins the web. Clarity will emerge one strand at a time. Your only task is to breathe, do not struggle. The three fates hold you in their sights as you free fall towards freedom. That's your reading, Scorpio. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Scorpio.